know. I wish the guys were here to join me today, but they're not here to join me, so I'm gonna be rapid firing by myself. So tonight we got the who we got. Cha, 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 cha. We got the Aces and Indiana. So we have our favorite matchup of all time, Aaliyah Boston versus Aja Wilson. So tonight. We need to win this game, right? So Caitlyn probably gonna be there with her black Air Forces. I don't know if she wore them last game because they didn't have a good game last game, right? They got a little blown out or whatever, and it was a little bit embarrassing for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna actually pull that up right now so y'all can like. I'm not gonna pull it up on the screen because I don't like the way that the screen was sharing the last time. It was really like annoying me, in all honesty. I didn't like that. I didn't like how that came out. So yeah, 90-68 Aces, right? So, I mean, Indiana didn't shoot 20 points, not one quarter, baby. I'm telling you, like the Aces had them all day out here looking crazy. Out here looking crazy. Aaliyah Boston had like 10 points. I think Kelsey Mitchell had like 13 or 14 points, something of that nature, right? They was out here looking crazy, okay? The Aces had the fever looking wild, okay? There was like a whole like from game one, like it was a whole like turnaround. It was crazy. Tonight, I think if who are we rooting for? You know, I love my MVP agent, and I watch the Aces like most of their season, and I love how they play. You know, I love the offense. Their offensive bag is fire. Their defensive bag is fire. Like I just love the attitude and everything that comes with it. Right? I'm a girl. These are things that we love. So what do we need to do tonight for the Fever to win? For the Fever to win, Shea Petty got to be a little bit more aggressive. We got to put her on Aja Wilson to be just petty, like super annoying on Aja, right? Because we want that Aaliyah Boston Aja matchup. But what if that don't work tonight? What if that doesn't work tonight? What if we need something more? What if we need something a little bit different? What if we need to come out with a surprise? You know what I'm saying? Do something else. Who else we got? Yeah, I'm trying to think of everybody off the top of my head. That whole little like Kelsey Mitchell, Dana Evans thing, or Jackie Young thing they got going on, that's gonna have to stop. We got the big girl, Aaliyah Boston. Let's put our big on the smalls and keep them from shooting. Like, why are you just letting them get into their offensive bag like this? Like, I don't understand. Like, you got to stop them from shooting at some point. Like, it gotta come to a bid, right? So I think that's what we need to do tonight. We need to have a lot of mismatches, right? Natasha Howard, like she's fire, and we need her and Aaliyah Boston to like double Aja Wilson and then double Dana Evans off the bench because Dana Evans off the bench be fire sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I said. You know what I'm saying? Last episode, little cat and mouse game. She ain't been doing that. She been going to the basket shooting or passing the ball because that's what you're supposed to do. It's a high paced game. It's a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that she ain't been doing all that nonsense in these last two games or whatever. So yeah, we finna get to it. We finna get to it. Okay, like tonight, the girls is gonna clash and they gonna crash, and I hope to see some crash outs tonight. Like I hope to see a lot going on. I'm real excited. I'm real excited for this tonight. You know what I'm saying? Now, next game, because not too much on that. I want to kind of like see how they play tonight and then recap it based on that because they're already like 1-1. So, and I've already kind of like went over just like everything that's been going on. Fever really gonna have to be in their offensive bag tonight. They cannot let them keep Kelsey Mitchell from shooting. Like they cannot let them do that again. Like if they do that again and they're able to limit them, they just gonna win the series. Like and you just call it a day, right? And so now we got for our next game, we got the Lynx playing in Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look this up real quick. Lynx Phoenix game today. Mhm. Yeah, they finna be playing in Phoenix tonight, right? So the last game, so game one, Lynx won 82-2. Excuse me, guys, I'm a little parched. I need a little water so I can stay awake. But Lynx won 82-69 the last game. Mercury won 89-83 in the Lynx Arena in Minnesota, baby. So listen, Mercury came back. Sammy Whitcomb started shooting some threes. She was in her offensive bag, and defensively because it all started. Kayla McBride fell on the floor, and Sammy Whitcomb got that turnover, and I think it was at that point that the game was tied. And from then, the game actually went into overtime. It was great. It was a great game, and the Lynx, they really like got tired at the end. You could tell they was like tired. Like I always talk about this. I'm gonna keep reiterating this. When you are going off the entire game and you do not pace yourself, or you play your starters a little too long, play the bench a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. The other team's able to come in and take over, and that's exactly what Phoenix did. Alyssa Thomas said, "Yeah, nah, we good, bruh. Like we good. Thank you for this win. Thank you so much." Satu Sabelli was out here like Satu Sabelli. She remind me of a toddler. Like you know how a toddler throw a tantrum. She's a big crash out, and like she be throwing tantrums, bro, on the floor, like going after rest, like doing all that or whatever, especially when she's having a bad game night. And I think it's hilarious. She reminds me of a toddler throwing a tantrum, like that face. Like she got a baby face. So it's like super hilarious. Like I love it every time. I be like, yes, Satu. Crash out, sis. Crash out, sis. Um, and so tonight, what are we gonna do? If we're the Lynx, um, well, let me be honest, because Phoenix, like in all honesty, like Alyssa Thomas had to hype her team up. Because when Phoenix first came out there, they wasn't doing nothing. Like they wasn't making no moves. Like let's go to this game and let's look at this box score real quick. Cause y'all don't believe me. I'm trying to tell you what happened. Like they just came back out the blue. First quarter, Phoenix had 19 points. Second quarter, 13 points. Third quarter is when they started ramping up. They had that 22-point quarter. Then they had 25 in the fourth. Tied it up. 10 points in overtime to Lynx 4. Right? Lynx was limited to 14 points in the third quarter and 17 points in the fourth quarter. And 4 points in overtime. Okay, 89-83. I think it's gonna be another close game tonight because they're gonna be in Phoenix. And do I think Phoenix Mercury about to like take this? Yeah, I do. Like I feel like yeah, Lynx has had plenty of time to look at tape, but they traveling as well. So we gotta keep that in mind, right? And yes, they're the best team in the league, right, this year. Cool. But the Mercury already took out the best team, which was the New York Liberty, because they were plagued with injuries and other things. And when they came back, it just wasn't meshing right, right? And that's another thing I got a problem with. They fired New York's coach, and they didn't renew the contract for Seattle's coach. Both women coaches. I don't appreciate it at all. What's her name? Sandy. I want to get her name right. Sandy Brondello. Yeah, they fired her. Like, not renewing her contract after an early first round playoff exit following the 2024 WNBA championship. She took them to a championship. Why did y'all fire her? Like, what are you firing people for? Like, why are you not renewing that lady contract? Why y'all doing that lady like that? And she led y'all to a whole victory, And what is it about for y'all? What is it about for y'all? Because when they did that press conference, it was crazy. I don't think any of us saw that coming because when they did that press conference, Stewie was sitting there and Ionescu was sitting there, Sabrina was sitting there, and that the reporter asked them, "Oh, how do you feel about firing Sandy?" And this, that, and the third. And she was just looking like, "What?" Like Stewie's like, what? Like, and I'm like, well, was y'all in on it the whole time, or what? Did y'all really like think that they wasn't finna do that? Like, because I just feel like it's crazy the way that they did that because she did lead them to a championship, like just last year. So like, the team was plagued with injuries all year. What did you expect? You expected them to win another championship, and Stewie was out half the year. And Jonquel Jones ain't been her best. Like, what did y'all expect to happen? So yeah, I'm real mad that they fired her. Noelle Quinn. I don't think her. Let me just make sure before I start talking out my neck. You know what I'm saying? Her contract wasn't renewed. with the Seattle Storm. And yeah, following their first round playoff exit, right? I don't. Seattle, in all honesty, I feel like they need to move some players around. I feel like they have too many good players in one place. And for some reason, it's just not meshing the way that it needs to mesh. Like, and yes, they've had good games, decent games this season. I feel like Gabby Williams, her utilization rate, like, yeah, she's a starter, but I feel like there's more that she can bring to the table. And I don't know where it's at within her, but there's a fire within her that needs to come out. I don't think it's gonna happen while she's over here with the Seattle Storm. I'm not even trying to be funny. Um, and you got Malonga over there, the rookie or whatever that comes off the bench, and she's been pretty spectacular this season, in all honesty, for a rookie. Her average rebounds a game. Let me see, Malonga, Dominique Malonga, and then we got Nneka Ogwumike, right? And NECA, NECA's always a threat. And even like, um, what's her name? Aja Wilson herself said that like that was the hardest person for her to really like guard and go up against this year. NECA's always a threat. And NECA plays fair, and NECA's. I love watching NECA play because she just be there. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, if you need the shot, I'll take it, but otherwise, like, let's just let the team do what they need to do. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes NECA need to be a little more aggressive. Um, Especially in the paint. Like I don't know what it is, but I just feel like she need to be a little bit more aggressive. Coming out next year with whatever they're doing, right? Yeah, Dominique, she averaged 4.6 rebounds a game, and 7 points a game. And that's not too bad for her. I mean, there's rookies that have done better, but that's not that bad. But we're talking about the Seattle Storm right now. So I'm just saying Malonga on the floor, like she was a threat. Like she was getting as far as steals, she averaged 0.4. Blocks, I think she averaged around maybe like one or two a game for the most part. So Malonga was definitely a threat defensively. She was definitely out there doing what she needed to do with all that length and that wingspan. I love that for her. Skylar Diggins. Skylar Diggins is just a firecracker in itself, and I feel like put her with a team like the Aces or something of that nature right now at this current moment, and it's gonna be it's listen. Because Skylar, not only can she assist, not only can she read the ball to know where it's going, like she's a threat defensively. She gets steals, and she's a shooter assassinator. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's gonna be our new word, shooter assassinator. Okay, so yeah, give me Skylar Diggins. Give me Skylar Diggins. Let's trade her. Let's trade Gabby Williams somewhere else. Um, who we gonna bring in as point guard though for them? I don't know. They did their thing. Seattle Storm did their thing this season. They like I do feel like Quinn was having trouble reading the floor in some games, and that's why they got like blown out by a total amount of like over 10 points in a few games this season. But I feel like overall, like I'm all about like women of color like taking play. Like they just fired like two women of color. Like Sandy, I don't know what race she is, but she looked Italian and she whatever. Keep the woman in, okay? I don't have time for this. Like I don't have time for these games right now, and I feel like they playing in our face. You know what I'm saying? They better not bring in no male coaches. They better bring in some female coaches that really know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, as far as betting tonight, like if you're gonna bet, I'm definitely taking Indiana on the spread 100% because they're at home. So I feel like at home they shouldn't lose by more than like 3 points if they lose. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely not. And I think the spread is around like 4.5 right now. And then for let me see. I definitely think that was this the game that Asia Wilson was shooting bricks? I don't think it was. But was she shooting bricks this game? I'm trying to see real quick. Hold on. This last game with the nah. I don't think she was shooting bricks. Hold on. Brick by brick. 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 brick by brick, brick by brick, brick by brick, building brick by brick, building brick by brick. It wasn't this game. I'm trying to see the full on. Yeah, she had 25 points this game. So it wasn't this game. I think it was the last game that Asia Wilson was shooting straight up bricks. And I was like, girl, what is going on with you today? Yeah, like I said, Kelsey Mitchell, 13 points. Odyssey Sims had 18 points. Lexi Hall, 15. There's no game, no reason where Kelsey, I mean, well, when Kelsey Mitchell can't step up, the other pieces in the team should step in um, as their designated shooter, right? But that's not what happened. They ended up losing 90-68. I'm pretty sure they pulled the starters off the floor after a certain amount of time. It was just crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting. And then that's what I was doing. I was going on FanDuel so I could find out the spread for y'all for the Phoenix game tonight. So we're going to WNBA. So Lynx Mercury. I definitely think they'll go over 158 points because, like I said, the Lynx offensively will take it there, period. And with the Mercury, they just got to be designated shooters for the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, Satu got to come out and she got to do her thing because when Satu came on this season before she got that little injury, trust me, that girl was shooting three-pointers like it was nothing and making them. And making them. Okay? Like, my girl be going off. So the spread is plus 3.5. I'm kind of scared to take that spread because I know how the Lynx do. And the Lynx, it don't matter if you at home or out on the road. The Lynx gonna whoop on you, especially if they can get to that perimeter. You know what I'm saying? And, like, if they can't defensively guard, like, if they can't guard them on that perimeter, like, and they just start going off and shooting threes, they might win this game tonight. So I don't know, man. I want to take Phoenix because I believe in Phoenix, but I don't know. The way that Kalia Copper had that game the other night, I was scared. I was so scared that they was going to lose. Like, they covered everything, but she ain't covered my point spread, and I was real mad about that. So, I don't know. I don't even know who to go with. I think I'm going to go with the over on this, over 158.5. If we look at their last two games, right, 89, 83. That is 172, right? And then the game before that, I'm just trying to see these games, baby. Like, y'all making it real difficult. 82. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Lynx average like 82 a game, so we just would need the Mercury to come through and do what they need to do. But that first game they only went it to 151. So it's kind of like a toss up, like in between. Um, I feel like the Lynx are definitely gonna have something to prove tonight. So in that case, I'm probably gonna take the over on this game. Okay, Aces Fever, I'm definitely 162.5. I think I'm gonna take that over too. Only because they like both teams are great offensively. The only thing that you'll have to be worried about tonight is Phoenix shooting. So yeah, that's my take on the games for tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Trapman Sportscast with your girl Monica Sheri. I am the host. I am the creator. I am everything in there in between. Okay, so Hail Commanders. And let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe to the Trapman Sportscast with Monica Sheri. I am here almost every day, every other day, or every few days, and I am giving y'all a daily report on sports. Right now, we are doing Beggin for Buckets because we are begging for buckets because we love the WNBA and we need them buckets to go through. Okay? So this is Beggin for Buckets part, what is this, 4 or 5? Can't tell you off the top of my head, but it'll be on the title, right? And so I hope y'all are enjoying this series, this coverage of the WNBA playoffs. I cannot wait to come back on tomorrow or Sunday and talk about what happened with the games. It's been fun to watch. Like, it's been very fun to watch. Like, in all honesty, when the WNBA goes off, like, I'm gonna be so sad. But we'll have Unrivaled And I think I'm going to discuss that next time with my co host. We're going to discuss the unrivaled picks for this year and how we feel like that league is going to go. And so, yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to Trap Miss Sportscast with Monica Cherie. I am your girl, Monica Cherie, and I am out. Please like and subscribe. Peace.